comparison. No, she don't, she don't, she don't. Oh, oh no, she don't. Oh no, she don't. Oh no, she don't.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Nique, and I'm back with another video. As you guys read by the title, today I'm going to be telling you guys my labor and delivery story. I know you guys watched the video. If you guys didn't watch the video, it's on my Nique and King channel, which probably will be in the description below. I will link it so that you guys can watch it. But we pretty much recorded my whole pregnancy, but we didn't get deep into like my delivery story, just because I just wanted to wait a while to tell y'all, like, you know, all the details. And I don't know, I just you know, I was just focused on like the baby, all this type of stuff. So I just wanted to, you know, wait a while, make sure everything was good, and you know, that I went back to normal and all this type of stuff before I, you know, I just tell y'all my delivery story. So as you guys know, my baby came 3 weeks early. He wasn't supposed to come on the 5th, but he actually came on the 5th. His due date was September 17th or September 20th. It was one of those. So he ended up not coming. He ended up coming on September 5th because I had a doctor's appointment. Okay, so we're gonna start from the beginning. I had a doctor's appointment on September 3rd. And then, you know, this was like, I was starting to have doctor's appointments weekly because I was closer to my delivery date, or my due date. So I was starting to have doctor's appointments like closer to the time that he was coming. So, you know, weekly doctor's appointments, you know, just checking on the baby, make sure everything's going good, everything's going well. So the days before my doctor's appointment, I was sick. My head was hurting. Everything on my whole body, if you guys look back on like all the videos, I was very swollen. Everything, it was just like I was putting a lot on my body, and it was just like, I don't know, I was just so swole. And then when I went to the doctor, because I felt like sinus, they said I had like my sinuses were stuffed up, or they were irritated, or whatever. They said I went to the doctor overnight because I thought I was sick. Like, my head was hurting, my nose was stopped up, I felt like I was sick, and I just didn't feel good. So I went to the doctor, and they told me my blood pressure was high. So at the time I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, my blood pressure might be a little high right now. It is what it is type stuff. So when I told my mom, she was like, your blood pressure is high. And, you know, when I told my mom, she started crying. I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, I don't know, because I'm not there to help you. I'm not there to like take care of you, and I feel like I need to be there, da 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 da. So if you guys didn't see, my mom came down to get me. So my mom, because I was supposed to drive my car, and his plane was supposed to drive his car, because we was coming down for us to have the baby. Like, this was our last time in Texas before we came home. So we wanted to bring both of our cars home, just in case we'll have so we can have transportation. Like, if he had to go to his house and I had to go to my house, we have transportation. So my mom didn't want me to drive the car alone. So she came down to drive me, and she rode with someone so that someone else can bring the car back. So basically, she came down, she got us, we all followed each other to Baton Rouge. We left early on the 3rd morning, and my doctor's appointment was at 3. So when we walked into my doctor's appointment and stuff like that, she was taking my blood pressure, and she was like, your blood pressure is high, and I want to send you to the other side, the hospital, where you can like stay a little while, stay a couple of hours, and see if your blood pressure go down. Like, we're gonna give you like some stuff and see if your blood pressure go down. I hope I'm remembering this right. So I'm like, okay. So when I went in there, I was still, you know, hooked up to the machines. They hooked me up to the machines. They put me in a dark room for my blood pressure to go down. You know, they told me to just relax and stuff like that. And then so when that happened, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just sitting here, they just want my blood pressure to go down type stuff. My mama, you know, she doesn't want me to like think stuff and like have a panic attack. So she's always telling me it's okay, everything is gonna be okay, everything's gonna be normal. It's nothing, you know, your blood pressure just high. So when what happened, so I stayed a couple of hours and it was like, your blood pressure is not going down, we're gonna let you pee in a cup and see if you have protein in your pee. It's something called preeclampsia, and you know, it could be dangerous. It causes high blood pressure, causes swelling, and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. So they made me pee in a cup and they came back and they said, you have protein in your pee, which means you have preeclampsia. If you guys don't know what preeclampsia is, I'm gonna like read the definition, like a little bit about preeclampsia, so that you guys can like get an idea. At the time, I didn't know how serious preeclampsia was. I just knew that they told me that I had preeclampsia and that they was finna, and they had to, you know, the baby had, I have to have the baby type of stuff, or it's like dangerous. So I'm like, what's going on, da, 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 da. And you know, my mom stayed calm, so it made me stay calm. So she like, oh, it's okay, it's he's fully developed, da, 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 all this type of stuff, because he was 38 weeks. So he was good enough, like I was good enough to have the baby if they had to induce me. But you know, it is what it is. But let me see if I can read it. I'm just gonna say, like, let's see, preeclampsia usually begins after 20 weeks of pregnancy in a woman whose blood pressure had been normal. It can lead to serious, even fatal complications for both mother and baby. So at the time, I didn't look up preeclampsia. I didn't want to look it up. I didn't want to have no negative thoughts in my mind. All I wanted to have is positive thoughts. So 3 symptoms of preeclampsia was high blood pressure, swelling of the hands and feet, and protein in your urine. And I had all 3 of those. So they was like, you know, it's gonna be dangerous for your baby. Your baby is a good size, so if you have him now, everything's gonna be fine. It's totally fine to have your baby, you know, 3 weeks ahead. So I'm like, I'm having the baby. So the lady was like, seems like you're having, everybody had good energy, so it didn't put me in a negative mindset. It didn't put me in like a stress, like, oh my god. I didn't Google preeclampsia because I didn't want to know at the time what it was. Now that I look back, it's very, very serious, very dangerous. Anything could have happened to me. God forbid anything could happen to my baby. So I'm very, 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 very blessed to, you know, have gotten it over with. But at the time, I didn't want to have no negative thoughts. I was praying, I was talking to God, my mom was talking to God. You know, we just had all positive vibes. So it was like no negative thought in my mind that anything was gonna go wrong. So yeah, so like, you know, that's the symptoms and stuff like that of preeclampsia. So they said that they was gonna have to induce me or whatnot. So I'm like, at the time, y'all, like, don't get me wrong, at the time I was ready to have Kai's. I was ready to be my baby. I just kept saying, I can't wait to have my baby, I can't wait till I have my baby, I can't wait to have my baby. So I'm like, when they told me I had to have my baby, like, they was like, because when the lady walked in, she's like, it looks like you're finna have this baby tonight. And I'm like, we having them tonight? Oh, thank you God for preeclampsia. But at the time, I'm like, but now that I look back, I'm like, Nique, you didn't even know what it was. It was actually dangerous. But I think it was good that I didn't have my mind on nothing negative, because if I don't know what it was, I would have been stressed. But anyways, so the lady came in, she was like, look like you're gonna have this baby tonight. So they took me to a room where we had to stay at, and I would start calling everybody. I'm like, I'm gonna have my baby, y'all. They want me to stay in the hospital, da 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 da, all this type of stuff. So I was like kind of lit, I was pumped, but or not. But then they took me into the room, and what happened? They took me to the room. And you know, they started giving me like medicines, put the IV in me and all this type of stuff. And I think that night they gave me a balloon. Like it's like a little balloon that you stick inside of you, and they fill it up with water. Like they stick it inside of you and they fill it up with water so that your you know, so your cervix or whatnot can expand, like the cooch can expand. If I'm saying that right, I don't think it's my cervix. Something, so it can, you know, expand to get wide enough for me to have the baby or whatnot. So I feel like I was in there and it was just giving me stuff to like have him, and I think I kept the balloon in all day on the 4th. So then the 5th came, and then I was like, I'm not having no contractions, I'm not really feeling nothing, like what's going on and whatnot. So they gave me some medicine, and my you know, they gave me some medicine, you know, to like make the contractions come. So when they gave me medicine to make the contractions come, I still wasn't feeling the contractions. Like, I guess I got a really big pain, high pain tolerance, because I didn't feel no contractions till like the end. So once I started feeling them, you know, I got the epidural, because they was coming back to back. Once I did start feeling them, they was like punching me in the face, y'all. Like, they was just really, they was really coming. Like, it was some stuff, like it was really coming. So once they started coming and whatnot, I was like, I'm ready for the epidural. Let's put it in. It's already, and I'm ready. So when they put it in, like the little needle in my back, it started like it felt like it went all the way down. Like my butt started burning, all on my back of my legs was burning. I'm like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? So after that, my legs was completely numb. It felt like my legs was completely numb, but I could still feel the pressure. They was like, we can take away the pain, but we can't take away the pressure. It was so much pressure on my cooch. Like, it felt like his head, I said, when the lady, before my epidural, I was at 5 centimeters. Afterwards, I started laying down a little bit. They opened up that medicine, and y'all, like, I told her the next time she come up in here, I'm gonna be at 10 centimeters. And like I said, I was at 10 centimeters. Y'all, I could feel his head, like, it was so much pressure. Like, I could feel him coming down. Like, it felt like I just kept saying, I'm gonna have him, like, I'm gonna have him, like, he's coming. Like, I could feel him at the tip. Like, I could feel him at the tip. Like, you know how you got like a little turd or whatnot, and you finna push it down, you know it's like it's gonna come out, so you try to squeeze in. I was trying to squeeze in so that he wouldn't come out, but like, you know, he probably wouldn't come out. He was at the tip, but I had to push buku times for him to come out, so he wasn't coming out. But it felt like he was, if I would have just sneezed, he was gonna come out. So it was just so much pressure. But when I actually got into the room, if you guys didn't watch the video, if y'all did, I pushed a good amount of times. You know, my mom, mom Janae, and Splain was in the room with me. I pushed a good amount of times. Kaiser was on this side of me. So if you guys noticed in the video, or if we didn't put it in the video, the nurse on this side, she just kept pushing me like this, pushing my stomach this way. She was like, he's on this side. And she just kept pushing. She's like, oh my gosh, he just won't move. So she was pushing this side of me. And when I ended up having him, the doctor came in. I was losing a lot of blood. So I'm thinking that I'm thinking that like I'm falling asleep, because it felt like it was taking everything out of me to push him out. So I'm thinking that like I'm falling asleep while I'm having him. I'm like, what's going on? I'm so tired. So next thing you know, as soon as I pushed him out, I started getting real cold. So I'm like, mama, and I was like, mama, I'm cold, I'm scared, I'm gonna cry. So I kept saying, I called my mama, and she was holding my hand, and I just kept saying, mama, I'm so cold. And I kept shaking, and I looked down, and my mama was like, is that normal? Because I was losing a lot of blood. So the lady was just taking, like, you know, swabs or whatever you call it, and she just kept wiping it around, and it was like blood just coming out. She was just wiping around, blood was just coming out. And I just kept saying, mama, I'm so cold. And I started shaking, like, it was like shaking like this, but all over my body, y'all. When I tell y'all that I couldn't control the shaking, and that's what made me so scared, I just kept saying, mama, I'm scared, what I do? I said, mama, I'm freezing. And she just kept saying, it's okay, baby, it's okay. And the lady asked me, she said, wait. The lady asked me, when I first had him, she said, do you want to hold him? And I wanted to hold him so bad. I wanted to hold him so bad. And oh shoot, I'm like I wanted to hold him so bad, y'all. So it felt like I could only hold him for like 5 seconds because I was shaking so much. So if y'all seen the picture where I had him in my hands, it was literally for like 5 seconds after I had him. And it was like she gave him to me and I was still shaking, but I was trying to control myself, like I was still freezing. I didn't know why I was freezing. I was still losing blood. She was trying to clean up all the blood, trying to give me stitches, and I was holding him and I'm like, I can't hold him no more. I can't hold him no more. And then she's like, do you want to do skin to skin and stuff like that? And I was like, no, just take him right now. Just take him right now. Like, I just kept holding my mama's hand so tight, y'all. And it felt like my body was like, it felt like I kept falling asleep. Like, but at the time I thought I was falling asleep, but I was really passing out. I was really losing too much blood. So when I just kept shaking. I would keep saying that because it was something like it was something like I couldn't control my body and I was freezing. So I kept shaking, I kept freezing. I was like, the doctor came in, the doctor that delivered my baby, she came back in and she was feeling inside of me and she said, it seems like your uterus is crooked. And I'm like, how my uterus crooked or not? So remember I told you the lady just kept pushing to the side and it was crooked to this side. So I'm like, my mama was like, she thought it must have been like maybe the nurse or whatnot. So with my uterus being crooked, it was making me bleed like a lot. It was making me bleed out. So I kept thinking that I was falling asleep, but I was really cold and I was shaking because I was losing a lot of blood, and then I was passing out because I thought I was falling asleep because I was like, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. I was like, I'm so tired, I can't. And then mom was like, it's okay, it's normal. She just kept telling me it's normal. She was holding my hand. So I'm thinking like, okay, everybody go through this. But they just kept taking more blood out. So when she finally went in and she moved it back straight, everything was okay. So like my bleeding was a little bit lighter, but I was still, you know, bleeding as normal or whatnot. So when I stopped, I mean, like, you know, when everything happened, they finished stitching me up and, you know, they let me put my legs down. I was still cold and I could see everybody walking in the room. I wasn't able to hold Kaiser for like the first 2 hours he was born. I was asleep. Like, I felt like I was passed out for the first 2 hours. Like, I woke up after everybody was gone. Like, I kept on opening my eyes to see, but I felt like I was so weak and I was so tired. It felt like I had worked a 24-hour shift. Like, it felt like I was just so exhausted, y'all. Like, I feel like I was so exhausted. So I wasn't able to hold him like the first 24 hours he was born. I mean, not 24 hours, the first 2 hours he was born. I woke up like at I had him at 8:06. I had him at 8:06 and or was it 9:06? I think I had him 9:06. One of them. 9:06 or 8:06. I don't remember. But I remember, you know, waking up either it was exactly 2 hours before, so it was either 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. I feel like it was 10 o'clock. I feel like I had him at 8:06. But I ended up waking up and then I felt much like I felt like a brand new person after I had slept. Everybody was telling me like what happened. They was like, girl, you was knocked out. I was snoring. And every day was like, I didn't remember nobody that came to see me. I didn't remember nobody in the room. Like, I could see people walking and I could see, like, you know, my family, but I didn't remember like seeing people. So I woke up and, you know, after that everything was like, you know, good. But at the time I didn't know how serious it was. I didn't know I was losing blood. It felt like I just had such good nurses, and my mom was over there telling me like, everything's normal, this is normal, Nique, this is normal. So I'm so happy that they kept me calm, because if I would have known something was wrong, then I would have really just I would have blew up. But anyways, after that everything was cool. We stayed in the hospital for a couple of days, but everything was great. Kaiser was healthy. My blood pressure went down all the way, and it never went back up. So you know, everything was good. I'm healthy, Kaiser's healthy, but it felt like it was such a hard, like it took so much out of me. Like Swanee always say, I don't know how girls go through it, and girls go through so much, and I salute you and all this type of stuff. But y'all, it was like something I never felt before. But yes, that's my story. And I mean, it was a hard, but I feel I found like beauty in, you know, the tough time. And I was finna get emotional in that video. I had to clear it up. I say, Nique, this is story time. You got through this. It's not, you know, you have to be emotional. Plus I'm ugly when I cry, so I'm not gonna break down for y'all. But anyways, that's my story. I had my beautiful son on September 5th, 2018, and he was 7 pounds 5 ounces, and he was 21 inches with his long tail. I think now he's 24 inches, but he was 21 inches. My baby was a basketball player when he came out the womb. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you guys have any more stories, or y'all want to, you know, tell me y'all stories, or anybody have preeclampsia and want to tell me about it, make sure you guys DM me, tweet me, you know, and all that type of stuff. And tell me you guys' story, or tell me if y'all had a tough pregnancy, or a tough labor story, or a tough delivery story. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments down below, or contact me on my Instagram. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Team Nique, we out. Peace.
They call me Nique, gotta hand me crown. Don't do hand me down. System clean, don't do